My girlfriend told me she was going to her cousin's for the weekend. I ended up finding her in a hotel room with my best friend. This isn't just a story about cheating. It's a story about how the two people I trusted most in the world destroyed everything in a single weekend, and how I handled it without raising my voice once. I'm 28, and my girlfriend, Sana, who's 25, and I have been together for 2 years. We lived together, split all our bills, cooked dinner every night. I was genuinely planning to propose. She was, without a doubt, the one for me. Then there's my best friend, Kabir. He's 29, and we've been friends for over a decade. We grew up playing football. He was the brother I never had, and I'd already asked him to be the best man at my future wedding. I trusted both of them with my life. And looking back, that was my biggest mistake. It all started on a Friday afternoon. I came home from work and found Sana packing a small overnight bag. She gave me a quick kiss and said, "Hey, I'm heading to my cousin's house for a couple of days. We're having a girls' weekend, so please don't call too much, okay?" It felt off. She had never been spontaneous like this, and the don't call too much part was weird. But I'm not the controlling type. I trusted her, so I just said, "Okay, have fun," and let her go. I figured I'd have a relaxing weekend to myself. Later that evening, as I was settling in to watch a movie, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Kabir. It read, "Bro, my phone might be off tomorrow. I'm heading out of town to help my uncle with some stuff on his farm." My stomach just dropped. Two of the most important people in my life, both leaving town suddenly on the same day, both telling me they'd be unreachable. It felt like a terrible coincidence, but a little voice in the back of my head started whispering that something was very, very wrong. I tried to shake it off, telling myself I was being paranoid. I went to bed feeling uneasy, but still trying to believe the best in them. The next morning, the universe decided to stop whispering and start screaming the truth at me. Sana had left her smartwatch on the charger in our bedroom. It was still connected to her phone's notifications via our home Wi-Fi. As I was making coffee, the watch buzzed on the nightstand. I glanced over, thinking it was just a random notification. But the words on the screen made my blood run cold. It was a confirmation email. It said, "Your hotel check-in is confirmed. The location: a 5-star luxury hotel right here in the city, not out of town. The reservation was under Kabir's name, for 2 guests in a room with 1 queen-size bed." My heart didn't just sink. It felt like it stopped beating altogether. The dots connected instantly. The girls' weekend, the uncle's farm. It was all a lie. They were together. In a hotel, in our city. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. My first instinct was to call her, to scream, to demand an explanation. But then a strange sense of calm washed over me. I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction of a hysterical phone call. I wasn't going to let them control this narrative. I put my shoes on, grabbed my car keys, and drove straight to that hotel. I needed to see it with my own eyes. Walking into that fancy hotel lobby was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. My hands were shaking, but I kept my face calm. I walked up to the front desk and spoke to the receptionist. I put on my best concerned brother act. I said, "Hi, I'm looking for my brother, Kabir. He was supposed to call me, but his phone seems to be off, and I'm worried. He told me he was staying here. Can you please tell me which room he's in? I just need to make sure he's okay." The receptionist was sympathetic. She checked the system and, without any hesitation, gave me the room number. 302. I took the elevator up, and every floor felt like an eternity. When I got to the door, I took a deep breath and knocked. There was silence at first. Then, I heard faint whispering from inside. The door slowly creaked open, and there he was. Kabir, shirtless. His hair was a mess. The look on his face was pure, unfiltered shock. He just stared at me, his mouth hanging open. And then I saw her. Behind him, in the dim light of the room, was Sana. She was wearing one of his t-shirts, nothing else. They both froze, like two kids caught with their hands in the cookie jar. The air was so thick with betrayal, you could cut it with a knife. Kabir finally found his voice, stammering, "Bro. Hey. This isn't what you think it is." It was such a pathetic, cliché line. Before he could even finish, Sana burst into tears, a full-on, dramatic sob. "It was just this one time," she cried. "We made a huge mistake. It just happened. I didn't yell. I didn't get violent. I actually started to laugh. It wasn't a happy laugh. It was a hollow, broken sound. The sheer absurdity of it all. The woman I was going to marry, and the man I called my brother. Standing there, half-dressed, trying to sell me a story about a mistake. I looked at them both, one last time, and I said the only thing that came to my mind. Stay together. You deserve each other. Then I turned around, walked away, and didn't look back. When I got home, the apartment felt cold and empty. I didn't waste any time. I grabbed every single thing that belonged to her, her clothes, her makeup, her photos, and stuffed them into black garbage bags. I carried them outside and left them right by the front door of our building. It was a clean, silent eviction. Then I picked up my phone. I sent a single text to Kabir. "Never contact me again." I blocked his number. Then I did the same for Sana. Blocked on my phone. Blocked on every social media platform. Complete and total silence. I didn't want their excuses, their apologies, or their drama. For me, they no longer existed. My revenge wasn't going to be loud and messy. It was going to be the deafening silence of my absence from their lives. About a week went by. I was trying to piece my life back together, leaning on my other friends who were horrified when I told them what happened. Then, one evening, there was a knock at my door. It was Sana. She looked awful. Her eyes were red and swollen from crying. She started begging the moment I opened the door. It turns out her fairy tale with Kabir didn't last very long. She told me that after I left the hotel, Kabir completely shut down. He stopped talking to her, blocked her number, and when his friends asked what happened, he threw her completely under the bus. He told everyone that she was the one who pursued him, that she pressured him into it, and that it was all her idea. He had abandoned her just as quickly as he had betrayed me. She stood there on my doorstep, crying, asking me to take her back. She said she had made the biggest mistake of her life. And in that moment, all I felt was pity. I looked at her and said calmly, "You're wrong. You didn't just lose a boyfriend. You lost the only person in the world who truly, unconditionally loved you. And you threw that away for someone who wouldn't even stand by you for a week." The finality in my voice must have hit her because she just broke down completely and finally left. As for Kabir, he thought he could just discard her and come back to our friend group like nothing happened. He was wrong. When the full story came out, not just from me, but from other people who saw through his lies, everyone turned on him. Our entire circle of friends cut him off. He lost his best friend, his reputation, the girl he cheated with, and every mutual friend we had. In trying to have everything, he ended up with nothing and no one. Sometimes, the best revenge is just stepping back and letting people's own actions create their own consequences. They built their prison, and now they have to live in it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. It was a tough chapter of my life, but I'm stronger for it. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone and that better days are ahead. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content. See you in the next one.